Welcome to Tush Twins, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com. Actually, it's streaming exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a new streaming service that produces a myriad of half-hour videos
Right.
that are online and on demand
On
and
demand, on
archived,
YouTube. You can check
and
out
YouTube
YouTube.
and Twitter and
YouTube, me tube.
We all tube.
we all
We
tube.
all tube.
We
And of
all
course,
like
these
to go
And
tubing.
these two crazy ladies I have on top of the screen is
Tubing down the river.
Been there, done
Maxine
that.
Margot Rubin, and on the bottom of the screen, it's Paula, whatever her last name is.
It's Wolins.
Wolin.
Paula Noack Wolins.
Wolin.
Paula
Wolins.
Wolins. We call her
Wolin.
PW, which could be Pew. I don't know.
Pew.
Pew. I don't know.
But they all
Anyway,
call
Max,
me Rusty.
to start off the show, so
Except
people know where
me.
we are.
So move over Lucy and Ethel and Thelma and Louise, who went off that cliff. We don't want to do that. Laverne and
Nah.
Shirley, Betty and Wilma, because cartoons live forever. Tina and Amy, who are now on tour, who I can get tickets for, which I might just try, right here at the Capitol Theater in Westchester. So here come the Tush Twins with Tale of Friendship from Brooklyn, BKLYN, and beyond. We got to get Brooklyn t-shirts, baby.
Yes.
So Maxine Faith, moi, Paula Rose, the redhead, aka Rusty, will bring you through. We bring you through our 60+ years of friendship with levity, drama, joy, happy, and unabashed plutonic love. From Brighton to Coney, NYC to the burbs, and out to the whole wide world. We have been through it. We've been through it all, baby. Through it all. And we take you through our journey of things that we've done or things that we want to make a comment about. This is a comment. We see society and we got to say something about it. And we've known each other.
Not me. I'm the quietest person.
Oh, yeah. Just get you on a certain topic with a certain individual name and you start cursing in your car. Or if you see a driver cut you off, I think I'd like to have a one time.
Oh, you really want to have a show with me driving?
Oh,
you
my
and Abby
God.
on the West Coast driving at the same time, and YouTube will throw you off, Malcolm, because there'll be every dirty word you can imagine.
Well, there's something on, I think it's Beef, on I think it's Hulu, and the show is Beef, and it's all Japanese and Korean, it's all Asian, and it's about road rage. It starts out with road rage.
Oh, did you watch it?
I don't have road rage. I don't.
No,
I don't. People have the road rage, and I just act on it.
Right, you just see them, and except now you got to really be careful, because if you do something stupid, somebody can come out and shoot you. I don't.
Well, they have guns where I live.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
So someone does stupider.
That's true. That's true. So aside from road rage and beef and
anyway, what is the topic of our show today?
If we even stay on the topic, because
before it's over,
it's rare we do, but it's Earth Month, right? And
Earth Month.
It should be every day should be Earth Day, but Mother Nature has us in her grips because she's the one who provides the bounty for us to live and survive, and we're not treating her very nicely. And as I mentioned many times before, I think the pandemic was a way for her to say, go to your room and think about what you're doing, because you're not doing the right thing. And though we were kind of quiet for a couple of years, we're back to our old selves of being not thinking about the environment as much as one should. And so Earth Day is this month. It's we're taping this, but it's next week, a week from Saturday. And it started in 1970 in the spring. I'm just giving a little backstory. It was created by Senator Gaylord Nelson, Wisconsin, as a way to force the issue onto the national agenda about climate. And 20 million people demonstrated in different U.S. cities, and somehow that caught on. So In December 1970, Congress authorized the creation of the new federal agency to tackle environmental issues, which was the Environmental Protection Agency. Of all people who signed that in, it was Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
No, he had to balance the crap he was doing with something good somehow. And he helped establish the EPA. And so a lot of it was also because of the Cuyahoga River in Ohio that went ablaze. And we're not talking about blazing this way. We're talking about it was so full of chemical, it went up, and it was one of the, a disaster that people were seeing on their screens. So with that, the Clean Water Act started to come out, and then there was a movement to have Earth Day teach-ins and education, and it just blossomed into 1 billion people at least keeping activities going to save the planet. So
you and I went to the first Earth Day in Central Park.
Right, that was in was it 1970 or 71?
71.
I think it was
The official was 71.
Right, it started in 70 in the spring, but I think the big one was 71.
71. Yes.
Right. So
we were there.
That's over 50 years ago.
No, just because you say so.
I'm only 39.
I'm only 33.
I don't get you.
So, I'm sorry.
Don't understand that.
Is that why they call you the girls?
The girls were always there.
The Goyles.
We're always the Goyles, and you're
The
always the
Goyles.
guy, and you're the guys. So what do we have left of this insanity? We have
and I understand, speaking of insanity, that it's 80 degrees in New York today.
It's 82 degrees
Is
right here in Sussex County in Hardingston. Yes.
I don't know what it is here. Must take a look. My dog was
Oh,
not
my
happy.
friends in Wilmington, North Carolina, I just looked. It's only 77.
It's 81 here in northern Westchester. Sparkles was not happy walking. She was panting. She was like, I don't want to walk in this. It's too hot. What's going on? And I brought her in. I didn't walk her to the other side. It was like she was panting. I felt bad. I
It's
said, I gotta
now 81 here. It went down a degree.
Right now in California, in sunny Los Angeles, it's overcast and 59 degrees.
It's 81 here also.
Yeah, it's 81. And it's supposed to get a little warmer as the day goes on. And tomorrow's supposed to be close to 90.
So it's cooler in LA than it is here.
It's cooler in the South than it is here.
Right. What is wrong with this picture?
Because there's one thing I have to say. During this winter, you, Malcolm, had the snow and the rain and the storms all across the country. When it got to New York and New Jersey, where we are, Maxine, you had a little more than I had. It just split up. It went above us and below us.
Right, we were kind of in
the sweet.
We were in the sweet spot, right? When you hit a baseball in the sweet spot, we were in the sweet spot. So
it was.
I can't really complain, but Buffalo had like 20,000 feet of snow. So
and everyone here was playing golf in December, January, and February, March. We had some very cold days, but it lasted 3-4 days, and then we got up to the 50s and 60s, and a few days in the 70s.
Right. Yeah. Well,
this is
climate change is real.
Climate change is real.
Just do me one favor,
we're doing first.
Do me one favor. Center your picture, Paula.
Okay.
You keep on slipping back.
I'm just lazy today.
You're such a director.
I'm such a lazy person.
Okay. This is not me this time. Okay.
Yeah, we have to have the stage managers there adjusting the picture all the time.
We'll have to call.
Well, do you remember the first thing we had to stop doing? Do you remember the aerosol cans?
Right.
Yeah. Hairspray. Everyone for the ozone. I stopped. You stopped. Everyone stopped. At least I hope they did. Then the manufacturers stopped.
To some extent, yeah. Not
they're still
totally.
Out there.
Do we still have problem with the ozone layer, or is it?
It seems to be mending a bit, but that's not gonna help us at this point, because if we hit the 2 extra degree mark that the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate said at the UN within a decade, we're gonna be frying stuff on the street, and we might not be able to adapt to such high temperatures.
I can't adapt to 60.
You walk around in your underwear at 60, right? So it's like you're
I
geez.
still have people that I speak to that think man is not responsible, that it's all part of the system of the earth and the spinning of the earth on its axis and how
Okay,
it's
that's a
moving,
total
and
horse crap.
that it's
Excuse me,
inevitable.
I
We just
have
have
to
to live with it.
sneeze. Excuse me.
You know what
Better.
misinformation and propaganda is? Do they actually have scientific report? And if they have one scientist versus thousands of scientists saying the absolute opposite, then how do they even say something like that?
It's
How,
ridiculous.
what evidence do they have from science to tell me that?
They have the evidence from history.
What history?
The
What
history
history?
before there was even man on the earth,
Okay, then
and
you
how the
know
earth
what the
earth has
FOS
changed
means?
over the millenniums, over the
FOS.
billions of years.
I like that. FOS. That's my new slogan now.
FOS. They're all
FOS.
FOS. And you know what that means because we can't say it on YouTube. So I don't agree with that, but if they want to think that way, they're idiots. That's their problem. I'm gonna call them out because that is.
But anyway, I think
cool.
we were originally going to talk about how our generation, the younger generation, saying our generation didn't care anything about ecology, about cleaning up the earth,
Right.
which was
Yes.
wrong. And you had
That's
examples
wrong
of that.
because we started, man. The baby
Well, actually,
boomers.
it was. I would go far back to World War II because in World War
Yes.
II, they had to ration things. They had to save items, including tin cans and tin foil, for the military, and they would send it in. And the guys went off to war, and the ladies were left to do roles that they had to do. But also one thing that they did that was always I always thought about was the victory gardens, the gardens that they grew on their property. Well, and they were able to grow food, so it was so important. They had rations. They would ration meat. You couldn't get things on certain days, and you had to either stockpile it. And the refrigeration wasn't that great still then. I mean, there were refrigerators, but before that time, like in between World War I and World War II, there were ice boxes literally with
There
ice
were
in
ice
them.
boxes, but were there refrigerators? I don't remember.
They had refrigerators, but a lot of people have only ice box.
It didn't. Refrigerators were, very expensive when you
It's
tried
a
to get
luxury
them.
item.
It was a luxury item, and then when they were finally mass produced, but it took a lot of metal and we had to save stuff. So there were a lot of things that people did to sacrifice. They needed to save fuel. They should, driving less, not going out. They did things together. The communities got together, and they try to get war bonds, and that's different. But in terms of the ecology, they were saving. I mean, even if you had a hole in your sock, you saved it. If you had a hole in your dress, you fixed it. There wasn't this like throw it out and buy a new one, which today seems to be it.
Yeah,
We live
well,
in a
the question
throw.
was that saving the materials, or was that lack of money? They couldn't buy new
It's a
ones.
lack of money,
Well,
necessity.
I think it was also saving material. They didn't, they really wanted to save things and have.
Because I remember when I was like pre-teens, we used to collect bottles. Especially it was great, on the beach when people would like throw their bottles, just leave it behind. We would save it. We wouldn't save it, but
Right.
we'd collect it because I think we got 2 cents a bottle.
2 cents a bottle. Yes.
Well,
But
now
I had, at
it's
least in my
5
mind, it
cents
had
for.
nothing to do with ecology and saving the world. It
Well,
had to do with the 2 cents.
Well, we would get seltzer bottle deliveries and
Yes.
Hoffman
Hoffman's.
soda, and we would after we had it, the guy they'd come back with
You
seltzer.
put it back outside in the
seltzer
wooden
man,
boxes.
right? The same thing they had with milk. Milk was in a bottle.
Yeah.
They had
We
milk
had milkmen
deliveries,
come delivery.
and they bring it back in the bottles. Everything was recycled, so there was nothing thrown out. There was just nothing thrown out. And so between that and it didn't leave a footprint because
Well, look at me. I do not use bottled water anymore.
yeah,
No
neither
bottled
do
water
I.
is allowed in my house.
Right.
I have a filtrated system in my refrigerator. If you want fresh water, you go into my refrigerator and you take it. Other
Right.
than that, I'm not having bottled water. I'm starting to get tired of buying seltzer. So now, because they don't do
Oh,
it
you
in
could get one of those seltzer machines. Those
that's what I'm buying. I'm
I
ordering
heard
a seltzer
I heard
machine.
it's
They're
really
great. My
good.
friend has one.
A friend of
They're
mine
the
has one.
best.
She loves it, and she's had it for years already, and she keeps screaming at me like, "Why don't buy seltzer bottle?" But I think I'm gonna get the same thing. Maybe they can give
I'm
us
gonna
a
buy
deal.
one.
Give us a deal. Uh,
Deal. They have them. They're
so
on sale at Bed Bath and Beyond online because there's no more Bed
so
Bath and Beyond
mm,
stores basically.
yep. Well, we knew that was gonna happen, but
Are
then
they
it
going
would.
online or
They're all online now. Everything's online, Bed Bath and Beyond. They closed down all the Harmon stores here
Hmm,
and Bed Bath and Beyond.
I didn't.
There's nothing around me.
I don't even know if we have one around here anymore. But there are a lot of these stores are going out. The weird thing is
Hmm.
that a lot of the bookstores closed, but Barnes and Noble is
Still is open.
they're opening new stores. I got something in an
People want to
email.
touch.
Yeah,
They want to touch a
we
book.
like to touch.
I
So
like to touch a
we
book.
like to we like to move it, move it. I don't know why I said that. I don't know. But anyway,
You got to move it, groove
so
it.
we would also, I think, in our day we cooked more. Our parents cooked more.
Yes.
And you know, if you didn't finish your plate, which they always said to clean up your plate, it would be saved. You'd have leftovers. And hey, gee, you had to eat leftovers. Oh my God. Perfectly good
Still
food from
do.
the day before. That's you. It's not everybody. And people also use paper plates and plastic. They don't use real, plates. Like, is it,
And I don't use paper napkins in my house ever.
good?
It's
You
all,
you're a good
I've been doing this
citizen.
for 30 some odd years,
You're a good
almost
green.
35 years.
You're a
I
good green
refuse to
citizen.
use napkins, paper napkins. I
you use
have
sleeves?
cloth. They're
That's what you
washable.
use, Malcolm.
Oh, wait, hold it.
Sleeves.
You mean this?
You guys tend to do that, man. Hey,
What do you think?
I'm wearing
What do
my
you
Jamaica shirt.
Jamaica? Say Jamaica, man.
Jamaica,
Jamaica man,
believe
Jamaica
me,
man,
it's man, whether you're a man or a woman, everything is man. Uh,
man.
but
You just
it's
pass the duchy on the left-hand side.
yeah, they passed more than the duchy. Trust me, it was.
Pass the duchy
Yeah,
on the
it
left-hand
is.
side.
It's a perpetual marijuana smell all over, and not that different in the city. When I was in the city last week, it was like Upper West Side. It was like,
It's not that much difference in my house.
yeah, well, well, we know you.
Well,
So
going back to the
Oh,
70s, going back to the 70s, when I lived on Central Park West, it was the same back then. There were certain parts of the West Side you'd go there and you could walk down Central Park West and get a contact high.
yes. Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't, but now it's legal. That's the difference.
it's legal.
Yeah,
Back then, you
but
were
yeah,
taking a risk.
but going back, things we were talking about that a few weeks ago. Now that it's legal, it's not as fun anymore. You're not the rebel. When I was in my 20s or teens, if I'd smoke grass, it was you were a rebel. So you're doing
You were
something
cool, man.
that was correct. That was cool. That the
I think people are
I mean, now
enjoying
it's
it though.
legal.
But people
I,
are enjoying it. It might not be the rebel, but they're certainly
but you
enjoying it.
are because people still looked at it's not federally regulated yet,
Right. That's a big, giant
which is
problem.
a stupid thing.
I mean, because
Yeah, I
now
still say
all
that. Boo.
the dispensaries they have to have safes and they have to have like guards, come
Yeah,
and
because they can't open accounts in the bank.
right. So
The bank won't take them.
it's totally absurd. I mean, that to me is like something that really needs to be changed. Well, hopefully, since
Well, it
it was
depends who
legalized,
our
maybe.
next president is.
Well, it better be somebody not you know who. I don't start me. Don't start me.
Yeah.
Don't start me. Just
That
Well,
don't
would be
start me.
which do you know who?
Yeah. Well, it has to be somebody who has sanity. I'm
And
kidding.
you know something, with the way things are going, it's not only, it could be not probable, but it's not beyond the realm of reality.
I need a sanity clause.
Yes, I need
But
a
yes,
sanity. We need a sanity clause because right now.
I need
So what?
I need a
I
Santa
need a
Claus.
sanity clause. That's
I
it.
need a
Sanity clause.
sanity clause.
Hey, I
Sanity
need a
clause.
sanity clause.
Hey, you need a sanity clause? I want a sanity clause. So what can like we do? I mean, you're doing great stuff. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Always get phone calls in the middle of a thing here.
Me too.
Just things just going. Anyway, so what other things can we do to help? What can we do in our homes to help? You use no bottled water. You use the
I don't
filtered.
use any bottled water.
Use
I'm trying to get rid
plates.
of seltzer. I use regular plates. I do not use,
Do
there's
you,
no paper plates in my house.
do
And
you
when I do use paper plates, if I have a party or something, I buy this stuff. It's called eco paper plates. They're biodegradable. You basically put them in the garbage, and they're like
what do
water
they
hits them, they
disintegrate
basically
or something?
disintegrate. Yes.
Because it's hard, when you have compostable plates, sometimes should that go with compost? And people don't know what to do with that, and I don't even have the answer
I
myself.
have no idea, but I buy those but very rare that I have big parties. If I have people in my house, they use regular plates.
Right.
They use regular napkins.
But the big thing I do actually is separating the garbage.
Right. That
You know,
well,
the paper and the plastic,
the
Oh,
recycle,
we
things
do
that
yeah.
are
that.
recyclable, we have in one bin.
Well, also a big thing is using LED lights because
That's my whole house is
they're
LED.
much and you save money
Yeah,
because you're
and they
using
last
less.
10 years.
They last a while and so you can compost also. There are new compost kits now. If you don't, have like compost pickup of scraps, some places do. I think California in a lot of places you can put scraps out. I don't know about because you're in
No,
kind of
not
a
by me.
well, not you, and I think Malcolm, you're in a condo unit or something. So, but I think homes in certain areas of LA, you could put out actual scraps, food scraps, bones, vegetable scraps, all that stuff. And that gets, composted and that's a really good thing. I hope they go to more places.
Yeah, the
So,
frustrating thing about living in an apartment is I can't, if I wanted to do, other forms of energy, I can't do
right,
solar.
solar or right,
I can't do it
or
unless a
heat
landlord does
pumps.
it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna
wondering if they,
happen.
yeah, I'm
New
wondering if they could do things for individual apartments, whether that would ever come to
they're not
fruition.
there yet. They're not there yet, but I think all new developments, uh I think in New York, they have to be they have to have they have to have, certain amount of renewable energy and, different things that have savings involved and use of less electricity. And so
Well, we're
hopefully
getting
that'll
our
catch
new
on.
roofs on our house. Or in 4 years, this place is gonna have to get all new roofs.
Mm-hmm.
We already signed into our documents here, after we get the new roofs, you're allowed to put solar panels up. You can't
Really?
do it now because the roofs will not sustain them. They're getting old and we want to
Right. The
keep them as
roofs
far.
have to be able to
And
be
just,
to,
yes, so right now we're getting
the
all new
weight of the roof
roofs.
has to be that they'll support the
Mhm.
weight of the solar, right?
So they have these new solar panels. A lot of the homes here in Crystal Springs already have them, all the newer ones. And I have to tell you, it's amazing. They're a lighter weight, they're smaller, but the money that saves these people are amazing. So
Wow.
once we get the new roofs on our houses in the next 3 to 4 years, if you want solar paneling, it's approved.
Wow. That's
Because of
fabulous.
law, because I want solar paneling.
Wow. And
So
they went with you too. Wow.
yes, they did. And
That's
about
pretty impressive.
60% of the people voted yes, which that's all we needed.
Wow.
Is
That's
that community
fabulous.
And
by community or is that a statewide thing?
A community, just my community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the president of my board. Yay.
Are you bored?
I call on it a meeting. I'm so bored.
Yeah, I don't know how you even do that because I would go probably insane.
Well, because I want things done properly. I'm tired of the crap that they do.
Did
I'm
you
tired of
see?
stuff
Sorry,
they
did you
do.
see John Oliver this week
Yes, I
on the
did.
homeowner associations?
Negotiations.
Did
Yes,
you
I
see?
did. I
See,
thought I'd pee my pants.
I could not
It's
believe what I saw. I
mm-hmm.
could not. This poor guy in a wheelchair couldn't put a bench in front of his house so he could
House.
sit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have clauses where they can take over your home and buy it for $3.24. I mean,
It's that's not in New Jersey. If you're
no, but whatever, wherever it was is
no,
absurd.
yeah, there are certain ways you could do that. Now, if you put liens on their house, we have one guy in our community. He's not paying his HOA. He owes taxes. If I buy out his tax credit, his tax, if I decide to, which I won't, but he can't do anything. He's gonna owe us so much money. He only owes us $4,000 in back HOA fees, but
It
that's
accrues.
300, that's $425 a month. That's a lot of months he hasn't paid. Plus, he's not abiding by the rules. He's having his garbage picked up
But
and he hasn't paid for it. So we
okay,
took away his
that's
garbage pail.
that's different. If you have these people who have these little ornaments on their house or a little troll or something, and they're
We
getting
have
on
a
their
no
case.
flamingo. We have a no flamingo rule.
Oh Lord.
No flamingo rules?
That's called the no flamingo rule. You
I
can't have
couldn't
little tchotchke stuff in the front of your house.
I
And if you
couldn't deal
want
with it.
anything done, you have to, if you want to change something in your community, you have to come to the board and give a change order. Guess what? 98% of the time they send something to us, we go for it. But there are things that people put out there that want to change. No, because
So
it won't
you
go
would
with our
say to
community.
this guy in a wheelchair
He
that
could have his chair.
you couldn't have like the small, it was a small bench, and they
And why
wouldn't let him
not?
have a small bench.
Because and no, but
The guy is disabled.
he
He
has
wasn't
now
disabled
he's
maybe
wrong.
when he bought it, but he's disabled now. So you
All he
don't
has
give
to do, no, Maxine, he is wrong.
this is in
He
bum
has
freak
to go to
nowhere.
the government. He has to say, I'm disabled. This is what I need. If he wants a ramp to go up to his house, because you can't have ramps, if he wants a ramp, he could get a ramp. They cannot tell him he can't have a ramp. If he
And
wants
how
a
long
chair to
will
sit,
that take?
usually it's pretty
You think
fast
it's
here.
5?
Here it's been, we have
You're
people that
dealing
wanted
with
something.
governments, you're dealing with HOAs, you're dealing with the towns, you're dealing with the
Well, there are
feds, you're dealing with
stupid
the state.
HOAs. There are
You
stupid
know,
HOAs. Not, a lot of the
I
HOAs are
mean,
not like that.
some of them are literally crooks.
Oh, of course they are. Those are the communities, the 55 and olders. They're I agree.
You know, but I
100%.
mean, certain things have exceptions, and for them not to give exceptions when clearly they should is,
We laughed. Dennis and I thought that was horrible. I would
you
put a
know,
bench out there for him.
so I think that certain things, yeah, you have to pay your things on time, like the guy who's not doing it. Of course,
No,
that's ridiculous. That to me is a flagrant abuse. But for certain things, like this other kind of case, that the HOA should say, by all means, in this case, you're disabled, you get an exception. And to
of
make him go
course.
and to make someone like that go through hoops is not quite the thing that I would appreciate. I'd be suing people. At
Oh, I
that point,
agree.
Yeah, but to
So
sue people, it takes attorneys to do it right.
it's all
And
right.
that's a
Attorneys take
lot of
money.
You can find people and and also this the Disability Act that's in
yes,
force.
there's a big thing about the design. And I studied
And a
that
lot of
for the real
people,
estate.
well, a lot of people don't abide by it. A lot of
Well,
companies
then
don't
they're
abide
they're
by it.
screwed. But the best
So
part about being the president of the HOA here, Maxine, and I have to
mhm,
admit it, that one guy
right.
that owes us money, we
Right.
got our lawyers, and they're taking it from his pay. He's a principal in his school.
Really?
We're
You better not,
garnishing his
don't talk
salary.
anymore. Don't talk anymore. Don't say anymore. You might go
He
over the
doesn't want to
line.
watch it.
You
He's
never
an
know
idiot.
what. You never
Listen,
know.
there's so many hundreds of thousands of people that watch your show. You never can
That's right.
tell.
We're up to 1 million now.
And
You
and,
kidding?
and then they'll say, we heard on the show this woman who lives isn't that in
Right.
your neighborhood? And matter of fact, do you know her?
If you
I
know
don't know
her,
her.
I don't know her. We don't know. We know nobody.
Anyway,
We
guys,
know.
it's time to end our show.
Don't
So
fool with Mother
don't.
Nature.
You got to protect Mother Nature. Go do things that are active. Clean up a park. Grow a garden.
Hug a tree.
Hug a tree. I hug
tree.
trees. I hug things.
Did you realize you hug a tree in Los Angeles, they'll give you a sanity test?
Oh, well, it's okay. I have no problem with
need
that.
one.
You know, that's right.
Because we follow the sanity clause.
I don't know whether it's I think it's in Los Angeles. I don't know, California. They're trying to put a bill through that you could commit someone without their without their I don't know, signature, without their consent. If they are in danger of harming themselves or other people, you could have them committed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like people who walk
I know
around
a few
talking to
people
themselves.
Well,
out
they'd
there,
have.
my
I know a
guys.
few. They'd have a field day here in New York. I'll tell you.
Well, that's a problem.
You know.
Who's it coming? Anyway, sign us
Well,
out. Sign
all
us
right.
out.
Well, you've been listening to the Tush Twins on MalcolmPresents.com. You can catch us every week, and so everybody take care of the earth. And
Take
we
care
love
of the
you.
earth. And
Ciao,
Malcolm
Amen.
Presents is a streaming
Just saying.
service. I said that at the beginning. You're supposed to say it several times.
They're not paying me enough money to do that.
Because,
all right.
Because people listen to the show at the beginning, some of them tune out, and some of them just tune in.
And then they come back in to see what the Tushes are saying.
Right. Anyway, Tushes, it's been
All
fun.
right.
We'll see you guys next
Tush
week.
2 signing off. That's Tush 1. Okay.
Be careful.
Shalom.
Be careful.
Happy end of Passover.
Be careful. It's dangerous out there. Bye.
All right.
Pizza
Take care.
tomorrow.
Enjoy.
Pizza
Yes,
tomorrow.
pizza.